Welcome to Legendarium Green Team. I'm your host, Kyptan, and with me today are Ashman,
Hi, everybody.
Befuddled Panda,
Hello, hello.
and joining us after a long time away, Dusty.
That's me.
That is you.
Woo.
Okay, today we will be covering Inversions by Iain M. Banks. This is the sixth novel in his Culture series, published in 1999. It is unique in viewpoint, taking place within the confines of medieval society, with the science fiction elements almost entirely implied, not stated. First, I would like to hear from our newbies. What were you expecting, and did you like it?
Ash, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I was expecting something that was different.
Mm-hmm.
Without any
Mm-hmm.
idea of what that might mean. I did not read the synopsis or anything like that. And I got something that's different from your standard culture novel, although with certain features. For example, Banks's total inability to write sympathetic characters that aren't robots in a robot-less book. That was rough. That was rough to get through.
Oh
Um, I thought this was a brave move from someone who is essentially writing robot propaganda. Um, and I Banks successfully conveyed his total disdain for any culture that is not a kind of post-scarcity thing. You know, he really impressed upon me how dull medieval conflicts can be and how unsympathetic the characters involved are, which historically valid, but not necessarily the best reading experience.
wow. My cheeks hurt.
How did you find it, Panda?
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, okay. I mean, it's called Inversions. So, going into it, I'm like, "Ugh," the veteran readers have stated that this is different. So I was like, okay, it's going to be different. I wish that it was less different. At first, reading it, I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe there will be, like, a turning point,
Mm.
like, a more significant turning point, and then the things that I really enjoy about the culture will come back." No. It was an interesting experience. I am glad I read it. I do feel like now that I know what this book is, if I reread it with that knowledge, I may enjoy it more. However, I'm not so keen on rereading it anytime soon. I don't hate it. I did not hate this book, but it definitely took me a longer time to get through than I expected.
Do you feel like you paid more attention to the prose this time?
Yes.
Okay. How did Banks's prose hit you now that you didn't have as many science fiction aspects to contend with?
He uses a lot of words and describes things that I don't think really needs to be described. And to Ash's point about the characters, and we can get into it when we talk about spoilers, but like because this is really dual POV, right? So there are two parallel storylines, each told from a different character, and they never intersect. And the there's the doctor who, who's the, I guess, quote unquote star of one story, and then there's the bodyguard who's of the other one.
Let rather say subject.
Subject. Okay, that's
Mhm.
fair. That's a much better word. Subject. Yes. For the doctor story, and I said this before, like we're not actually seeing the story from the doctor's perspective. We're seeing it from the assistant's perspective. And that assistant, I just couldn't care less about that assistant.
You don't like
I
Oelf?
I actually liked
No.
Uelf. I thought Uelf was one of 2 characters that were worthy of any page
Oh
time in this
no.
book. I thought Uelf was good, I thought the Doctor was good, I thought the relationship was good. And then everyone else sucked.
Okay, okay, we could go
Wow.
debate that later.
Well, we'll
But
talk about that in spoilers.
yeah, I was just like, I wish I was seeing the story through some more interesting characters' eyes. That's it.
Like the Doctor.
Yeah, but I kind of get why we couldn't get that POV.
Yeah. Dusty, how did you feel?
I mean, I like this book.
Defend it. Defend it.
I liked it the first time I read it. I liked it the second time I read it. It flips the whole series sort of on its head of like, set of this high level, we know what they're doing kind of thing, or do we? And then it flips it upside down where you're like, well, now we don't really know. I mean, obviously can't get into spoilers. We don't really know what's going on. And why is this in the series? So you have to kind of follow that as you go to see where it connects. And I like that and I really enjoy it. Yes, I understand some of the characters are infuriating, but as many of you have mentioned, if anybody's read a history book, I'm pretty certain that I'd hate most historical figures that I met if I had to talk to them in today's world. So, like, I'm going to give them a lot of leeway.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but we're all right. I like them. I don't know. Like, I know maybe like Dewar is not the best, but like, I kind of enjoy his stuff. I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is actually the first time that I've finished Inversions.
Whoa! How many times have you
Nice.
tried?
I have tried to finish this book at least 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
Every
Jesus.
time I start
Wow.
over at the beginning. But
Oh,
I've
wow.
never actually completely finished all the way through because I'm bored if it's just no culture,
If there's
drones,
no
or
space station.
mines, no space stations.
Mm.
This book definitively does not have a space station, so
Yeah.
it's a category lower, obviously, in the KIP ranking scale, minimum.
Also, this book has so many beginnings. It has a prologue, and then it has the beginning of the doctor's story, and then it has the beginning of the bodyguard story. And
The beginning of the
I think that's
story within the story.
yeah.
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 I will say,
So that's
however,
a little
this is the
hard.
first time I have read this book or started to read this book post Terra Ignota,
Oh.
and the characters are much more understandable and analyzable and tolerable than they were before that for me.
This makes it sound like you hate Terra Ignota.
Yeah. I'm
You're
confused.
talking about two like the lightning terror ignore, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I'm talking about Mycroft Canner, who is a much less sympathetic person in many ways
Mm.
than most of the characters here.
Okay,
I like
okay.
Mycroft
Understood.
though. Canner's pretty dope.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. He writes really well.
Yeah, he does. He, she, they.
He. He
What?
says he, so I say he.
I thought that
Uh,
at the end of that book that the pronoun that Canner preferred was she.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Kim has read that book like 28 times.
That's awesome. I still need to finish the
Yeah,
last in the
but
series.
the part I've read the least is the very last book, though. Like the very last bit of the last book is obviously the part I've read the least because that only happens when I finish the series.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, sorry. Getting back to inversions.
Getting back to Inversions, I think that this book places a really interesting focus on the moral problems from a POV underneath that of the culture, and I
Yes,
enjoy that.
agreed.
I thought, okay, I really dunked on this book, but there are interesting themes at play,
Yes.
and there are interesting dynamics within the story that are explored, and there's a lot of inferences the reader gets to do, which are nice and fun.
There's a lot of unsubtle interventions in the other culture books, and this time it's the subtlest of interventions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that perhaps Banks could have done a lot better to make us care about the setting in this one, though. I think,
I agree.
like,
That is fair.
to me,
I kind of love that we don't care.
to
Well,
me,
maybe it was
I
not
just I can
intentional.
just in my mind's eye see him writing this. He's like, "Oh, medieval societies suck, and they're also really boring, and everyone hated living them, and
And they're also interchangeable.
they're also
Yeah.
interchangeable, right? Like this is the same as any other society he's written in any of his other culture books. You know, they all are terrible."
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would be intentional if he was making it so generic and so bland because it really didn't matter which culture it was.
Does a culture have to be interesting to be worth intervening in?
A culture should be interesting if the author wants me to be engaged in the book he's writing about it.
Yeah. Maybe you're just not altruistic enough, Ash. Maybe
That's
you
certainly
just
true.
Maybe you're not culture enlightened.
I thought parts of it were interesting.
Which parts? Oh, wait, are we getting into spoilers?
Well, that's why, I'm like
I,
kinda
I di- okay, let's give a general number rating or some other form of rating before we jump into spoilers.
Okay.
Ash, do you want to start us off?
2.9 out of 5.
Okay,
It's serviceable, I guess.
Panda.
I feel like I was this is a bit generous, but I'll just go with it. I gave it a 3.75 because he's not a terrible writer. And like the whole thing is about exploring this like one major theme of intervention. And he went really deep, very philosophical at times. And he's better than the average author. There you go.
Okay, Dusty.
uh, I mean, 4.5 out of 5. Obviously, just because the other culture books are much closer to 5 for me, but I still really enjoy this book. So,
Amazing.
mhm.
I'm going to give my space station biased ranking of 3.9. If it had
Uh-huh.
a space station, it would be 4.5.
Then my
Oh,
rating is okay. I mean, you
okay.
can imply space station.
And space stations are implied. Certainly, we'll get there.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm.
I thought you would give it a much lower rating, given that you hadn't finished this book until now on your 4th try.
It's
I
still
thought so
very well
too.
written, and there's other
Mm.
books that I've given 4 stars to that are not.
Okay, okay, fair.
Okay. Just to give me like a calibration. What do you rank slime? Just all
All of it, like a 2.
two. Okay.
Okay, good, good, good.
But okay, how many times do you need to try to finish a slime book before you actually get to the end?
Ooh, recently, like 8 or 9 times.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
But I
god.
don't start from the start. I don't start from the start though, again.
Kip,
I, like,
Kip.
I put it down, and then I pick it back up, and I say, "Okay, I can speed read 50 pages in an hour," and then, "Oh, nope, done with slime for a week. Can't do any more of that." That was
I
real
don't know why
bad.
you do
That
that
was
to yourself.
that was an exercise in, figuring out just how much an author can power scale and not do anything else.
Dear. At least this ranks higher, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But some of the later slime books are underneath it too.
And yet you're still reading them.
Just powering through.
Look, as I said in the Green Team Planning channel, I understand the struggle of wanting to complete something, even when I know it's not worth it.
Oh dear.
I'm a
Sunk
recovering
cost,
completionist.
sunk cost, man, sunk cost.
I know.
Mm.
He's aware.
So I'm reading Inversions with you folks.
Uh-huh. Good, good.
I will say, it made Inversions look so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Ha.
So to that point, I did read Inversions after reading Ethan of Athos, and it's
Okay.
just such a whiplash of like that's a, very space heavy, like adventure, fast pace kind of story, and then I
Action.
get to yeah, action, and then I get to this and it's like crawl.
You
Very
you get
crawly.
to a 4-part romance book separated by a giant wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Because make no mistakes, this is a book about love stories, essentially, in my opinion,
Is
I
it?
think
Yeah.
I think Banks did Unrequited Love pretty well here.
Okay.
in quite a few different arrays of it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
there's yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So let's get into spoilers. For a quick recap of this story, two lovers go off to a special circumstances culture mission. At least one of them does, and the other possibly not. Or maybe they're both on vacation. We have no idea.
Mm.
But two lovers go off to the same planet to decide playing native for a while. One becomes a bodyguard to a regicide, and the other becomes doctor to a neighboring king. They do not interact, they do not talk to each other, but both of them come to a decision to leave the planet around the same time. One of them taking the person who fell in love with them, and one of them leaving them behind.
Question.
Yep.
So you're saying the Doctor and Dewar are lovers?
I think they were past lovers, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's what's kind of the reason that Dewar tells all those stories.
About Lavicia.
That's yeah, Lavicia and then
Oh.
then they'll have that subtle change to the doctor, and you're like, oh, this is who he's talking about. So
But there
Yep.
Okay.
was a third party involved as well. right?
There was, but they're probably back on an orbital somewhere.
But I'm just saying because so Dewar and the Doctor, one of them might have had feelings for the other, but messed it up through the third party's
Their bet.
Sounds familiar.
bet. Yeah.
Yep.
Was this the same thing that happened in Accession?
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah. In fact, for a while there, my brain was like, what if these two are the same characters from Accession?
Huh.
I mean, we have no reason to assume they're not.
Mm.
Okay. This is making me appreciate the book more because I definitely did not catch that.
We have no reason to assume they are either, but this is what a culture couple does when they break up. They go to a planet and decide to play warlord.
They try to prove a point. Spitefully.
They
Yep.
go
In
live
the
a different
largest,
life.
who lives a different life? Us?
They go and live a different life. They go cosplay
Mm.
and live a different life.
Yeah, cosplay is right.
Cosplay with an entire culture, changing their span of their history.
And if you're lucky, you get a knife missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, a sharpened knife missile now, so twice as dangerous.
Yeah. How long did it take you to figure out that it was a knife missile, Panda?
0 seconds. Oh,
Yes.
Panda.
No, 0 seconds. Come on.
Mhm.
I
That's
was
a
waiting for it. Okay. Well,
it's a dull
okay.
knife.
Well, to be fair, sorry. I should back up. The dagger, the doctor's
Yes.
dagger, and how, like there are these little stones and there's only like left. I didn't it was anything beyond a dagger and a stone. I thought maybe it was like, I don't know, some sort of like medicine or like some sort of medical related thing, like what those stones were. I did not think that it was a knife missile. It wasn't until like it was pretty clear to me that she is from the culture, and I was waiting for the appearance of a knife missile when she was taken into the torture chamber, but I wasn't thinking necessarily, oh, it's that stone and the dagger. I was just waiting for it to come up, and then it was like, oh yeah, it's the stone and the dagger.
Just the stone? I thought it was the whole dagger, and then the
It's
stones
the
are
whole
part of her.
dagger.
Yeah, the
Is it the
stones are
whole
like
dagger?
the
It's the whole dagger.
projectiles that
The
it
stone
uses.
is like
Mhm.
ammo.
Yeah. Thank you,
But didn't
ammo.
it
Why can't I
say
think of
that didn't it say that the stone, like, reappeared
Yes.
in the dagger?
Yes. Knife missile ammunition can include like micro drones, like that are the size of a pinhead, which can fly
Mhm.
around,
Okay, fine.
deliver antimatter, and come back, or deliver monofilament cables, whatever.
Okay, fine. The whole dang dagger, apparently.
Mhm.
That's a real Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
It
And we
was.
don't even get to
Yes.
see it go off. It's just
Yeah.
man
We hear it.
closes
Off-screen.
his eyes.
Okay, so let's talk about our narrator, Owell. Uh, do we like him? Do we, and what do you think his relationship with the doctor actually was?
Pining.
He's not scared of strong, confident, knowledgeable women,
No.
Good for a elf.
That's
That's true.
true.
Yeah. I got strong Igor and Dr. Frankenstein vibes from them for the first about
Yes.
half. And he's just like always calling her mistress and being very obsequious. And then he slowly just starts turning into a real boy. And at the end, he gets his heart broken in half.
Yeah.
But he ends up being okay. Good for a elf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't think that Oelf was an intelligence agent planted on her, who she's quickly suborned through peaceful, positive, good means.
But he
I mean,
was
he's
an
he's
intelligence
clearly a
agent.
spy
Yeah.
Yeah.
For one of
But
the
for
other
which
lords,
side?
right?
from
For
the
the
guard
bodyguard,
captain.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Captain Adlane.
Yeah.
But
Right.
do we think he was an effective spy?
No.
I mean, I think he was as effective as could be expected, right? He went snooping through her
Agreed.
stuff a few times.
Of a small child?
Well, actually, he did give that captain the information that was needed. So he did do his job, but it wasn't like the doctor didn't know that he was spying her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I mean, like, also, it goes back to he was an effective spy for his time. However, dealing with the doctor, she is many tech levels ahead of him. And so, of
Right.
course, there's no way he could have been effective. It'd be like if AI incarnate, like actual full blown, like has passed the Turing test, showed up right now, we would struggle because it's not here yet and it's just suddenly here. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, he was an
But
effective spy for his time.
also, I mean, she was definitely using him. Like, she knew what he was up to and was, like, feeding him the information that she wanted to get back
Definitely.
to the captain.
True.
and keeping him out of information that she didn't want.
Right.
Yep. I mean, she says explicitly later that she's using him, right? Although in a kind of a different context.
Right.
Hmm.
Yep. Do you believe OL's protestations that he's there for everything that she does? Sounds like no. Okay, that's not an interesting
No.
topic.
I was kind of curious as to why the doctor liked the king at all. He did not seem like a sympathetic character or an attractive man.
Same.
I thought he was kind of interesting. I don't know. I was curious, like in the world that they live, like he was subtly smart, like doing the things that he did. Yes, and I know like they're kind of boring. Of like, oh yeah, he's playing the locals against the big baddie of the region, and also saying he's with the big baddie of the region. But like, I don't know. I think he was smart in that way, but also like it hadn't completely. I don't know how much of it is the doctor's influence, the culture influence, but it hadn't completely gone to his head where he's just like, I'm going to take it all and just be super powerful. Seemed like that there was in the works of his empire, there was like more hope for, I don't know, a future where the common man might have more hope. The
I think
common
it's
person.
slowly going through a process of reform his kingdom. The doctor is
Yes.
having some kind of an influence on him,
Hmm.
which is much more than can be said for a dwarf who didn't accomplish anything. I think.
He
I don't know
saved
about
the
that.
sun.
He prolonged the existence of that empire and possibly preserved the son's inheritance.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Erland seemed to be kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what was his government system? Just military dictatorship? Just flat
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
out?
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, so the conflict between these lovers is that one thinks that you can enact necessary change through painful means, and then the other is like, no, we should let people come to it themselves. We should show them a better way. But Dewar doesn't
But
do
but
anything.
Dewar's stance is that sometimes a painful lesson is needed, but
Yeah.
also that the
Hmm.
culture shouldn't intervene.
Right.
So
Which is
the
basically why he's trying to support the warlord because he knows the culture is against them, or he has an inkling.
So he puts himself in, I will use my like physical body to defend one person. I will put myself in between assassins and one man.
but to what end? What's his goal? What does he think he's going to accomplish by doing this?
Get his girl back.
But she's on the other side. Like I don't know. It's to me, and maybe their regime isn't that far. Obviously, we didn't get a whole ton of like the extras of it, but it's sort of like trying to win your argument by saying, "Okay, we shouldn't intervene. The culture is joining the side of the Allies, so I'm going to join Hitler and his gang and make sure that they get all of the fairness that they should have." Like to
No,
me,
so
that's like,
when I finished the book, my theory was that Dewar knew or like somehow nudged that empire, that specific kingdom to self-implode.
and that's what I always figured too.
Like he knew and he was just like
Dewar knew that Vosil had nudged it to implode, or that Quience had done it.
that who?
King Quience, right? Isn't that his name?
No, 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 not that side. It's the Erlin side,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, but King Quience had hired the assassins.
Right. But like
Mhm.
wait, Erlin is with the doctor?
No,
No.
Mm-mm.
is with Dewar.
Okay. Okay, right.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is Erlin's like way of governing and his like stupid circle, inner circle, were already infighting and like were going to try to they wanted to improve their station. And he was just letting them do it. Like, he didn't necessarily need to intervene to like make sure they did it. He was just intervening external factors outside of that kingdom. That was my reading of it.
They're gonna fall apart themselves. I just need to make sure that they're allowed to.
Yeah, just let them. Right.
Yeah, and also sort of the idea of because what's the name of the warlord?
Erline?
Is Erline? Erlin. Sorry, now I'm thinking of when I was reading it. I can see it in my head, but I can't pronounce it. Okay, Erlin is like for example, when Dewar jumps out of the painting and kills the assassin.
Right.
Love that scene.
Right, it's really fun, but he stops it there because, like, maybe if he dies there, like, people will see him as a martyr, or like the other people will take over and still have this strength and this power, versus letting Erlin continue and then go off into the mountains and get wrecked by these lords that are clearly backed by Quince is sort of like that's how you really deal a blow to like a dictator. You need to get the people so against them that when they do die, it's like, let's try something different. So I don't know. Or like, yeah.
I mean, that was definitely Quience's plan, but I don't know about Dewar's. I really think Dewar was trying to keep the regicide alive.
Generalissimo. I think that maybe if anything, Erland was like the man that Dewar thought was needed by this world in order to modernize. You know, he would force
I
them to
agree.
confront these painful truths, and he was just a total idiot about it. I guess I don't know. It's like
Okay.
these kinds of military dictators are never. I don't know. Do we have a single example of that working out?
Maybe he thought with a good enough bodyguard, it might work eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
Then he is too overconfident in himself.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there was a whole palace that he wasn't allowed to go in, and he was fine with that. That's crazy. Can you imagine a concubine
I mean, he
killing,
was not fine with it.
being an assassin? Yeah.
He
right,
was pretty
right,
emphatically not fine with it.
right.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny how none of our protagonists are having sex, and both the leaders of the factions are. Just like a stupid amount. You know, just at any point, they're just nailing all the ladies in the story, except for the doctor.
The protagonists have a much longer life and they have more fun in the space stations than they ever could here. And then everybody else is like, we're like one bad water drink away from death and or somebody stabbing me. So I'm gonna make the best of this.
There's pretty
Yeah.
shepherdesses that have come on this diplomatic mission. I gotta have sex with them, and
Yeah.
he does.
Oh,
It does.
Yep, he certainly does.
Mhm.
What percentage of contact do you think is doing things like this, of the contact department in the
Ooh,
culture?
I think it's a large amount. I don't know what percentage, like to pick, but I mean, we
Doing
saw them a little
deep
bit
cover in
in.
uncontacted medieval societies.
Even if it's not necessarily medieval, does it have to be medieval societies? Because I mean, even
No,
when we read
no,
in State of the Art, right? So they're doing
primitive.
like that was a little different though, because obviously there that was more of an observation mission. But like,
I
it
mean, do
seems
we
to me that
believe that anything is just an observation mission with the culture?
no, but they say well, or because Earth is supposed to be a
control.
control, which is still a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah, but we
But
got Iain M. Banks.
That's
we
true.
did. Maybe that was that he was the culture agent. We just need someone to read the culture who's not.
If only.
Anyways,
Uh,
but yeah, I think that I don't know, 60%. I bet is like them just going into like smaller pre-starship planets and trying to deal with this. I should say a lot of the rest of the galaxy is already conquered, right? Dealing with the Idrians or like the Affront, like those are going to be really large sections. So like compared to all right, there's these 6 planets that we're currently working on that are all not connected to each other. Then there's one Affront empire. Then technically, like most of your operations are this small kind of contact centrifuge.
Yeah.
I think that this is what they give to their interns, you know? Or like the people who are like not really suited. I mean, the humans aren't suited for this in the first place. But I think it's like what they give to people who come over and then they're like, I'm bored, and then the minds are like, they don't really have what it takes to be one of our more effective puppets. So we'll just give them this. They can
There's the
go
D
play
list.
doctor in a medieval society and not accomplish anything, and it's fine. Maybe
Do
they'll
you think
think
these
they're
are
more
the
useful or not.
Okay,
depressed
you know what?
kind?
I think this is Dr. Vosil's mental health break from her more pressing special circumstances operations.
Okay, fair. I mean, we sure, why not?
And what does
All
that
And
say
she's
about
doing
her?
all she's doing is preparing medicine and giving out back rubs, being on
This is
call.
this is her hobby intervention as
Yeah.
big city doctor goes to rural
hypochondriac.
town, gets seduced by king who ends up not wanting her. It's almost a Hallmark movie.
Almost.
Okay, did you believe that she actually loved him?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
If she ever had a
Ah.
thing for a dwarf, she has terrible taste in men anyways. So
Oh.
I don't think she actually loved him though. I think it was just to, I don't know, to kind of foster the relationship.
I don't
I
know.
think
I
she
think
had respect for him, but I don't think it was like love.
I believe in the crazy ability of culture individuals to love.
Maybe she
I
just
mean,
loves the broken.
Yeah,
maybe.
she's truly a doctor. She can see a broken thing and love it so much.
this is like Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman.
Oh dear God.
I
I don't know
I
what
do
those words are.
I don't either.
Uh, sad.
Sad.
I mean, I know what they are individually.
I mean, you have this kind of charismatic jock character who's really bubbly and friendly with everybody, but kind of like has a shallow relationship and shallow understanding of other people. And then you have this kind of moody, thoughtful, too
Mm.
smart for him, intellectual kind of girl who ends up falling for his easy ways and
Mm.
Oh.
yearning for a vision of herself that could love this person, and could be easily happy with the
I
simple
see.
things.
It's actually pretty
Okay.
solid
That is a very solid
comparison.
comparison.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. At first I was like, huh? But no, yeah.
Look, culture individuals too caring for their own good. It is basically a definer of their civilization.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, do you think that so for me, all of the medicines and the rubs and stuff, do you think that that is also do you think through that the culture is extending the king's life? Like maybe not like to the extreme degree that they can, but like to a little bit how they kind of do sometimes?
I mean, have you seen the alternative? Like, he was gonna have a royal position one way or the other, and if it's not
Yeah.
her, it's gonna be one of those wackos.
Yeah.
And as the guard captain says,
True.
it's like the best that can be said about her, or at least, sorry, the easiest thing that can be said about her is that after her appointment, the king did not seem to markedly take a turn for the worse, and that's
Yeah.
better than can be said about most physicians.
Mhm.
Napoleon once remarked to his doctor that your kind have killed more people than I have.
Yeah,
Oh dear God.
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
the
but like the
emperor leech. We
unnatural.
just need to take out your butt.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just need to bleed him.
And bleeding solves 50% of things, and what it doesn't, I'm sure they had other crazy cures. Oh, Quicksilver. Quicksilver solves the other 50%.
Trepanning.
Huh.
They probably have
Ooh,
trepanning.
yes. Crushed pearls, rubies, and diamonds is another big thing that was for royal medicine.
Oy.
You just crush up expensive things, and that's medicine.
Of course. Gold.
Or like inverting the stomach of a particular animal and then wearing it on your head for a week, or like sorry, I'm reading a book about like the history of the cultural history of rabies as well. And I'm like some of the things
Oh,
they come up
wow.
with, I'm like, yeah, no, I probably wouldn't be, or like taking the worm from the bottom of the tongue, the dog's tongue, the thing that connects your tongue to the bottom of your mouth, cutting it
Uh-huh.
out and then cooking it and keeping it and then eating it if you need to. And I'm just like, this is not gonna work, but that's
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, no. Her bringing medicine to that world, modern medicine, germ
Yep.
Mhm.
theory,
Yep.
is a pretty impactful thing, and we'll see if it works. Or like, it's very clear that she had the bigger impact on the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
think her limitations were on for what she would do? What do you think her ethical guidelines were?
I mean, she didn't straight up murder the nobles that were terrible, so
Are we
obviously it
sure about
was.
that?
Okay, maybe, but
I think she had
I
to have
would.
credible threats to her like, very credible threats to her life to to murder people. Like, she only killed that torturer guy after he said, "I'm gonna have you tortured on my rack soon enough, lady."
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then she needed to wait until, that the torturer was, like, about to rape her to activate the knife missile to kill them all.
yeah,
It's like, "Oh, you're serious. Alright."
yes.
She believed in preemptive self-defense, but only self-defense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, she did kill that one dude who liked watching, mm, you know.
Do we think that she was responsible for all of the murders, except for Duke Ormond?
I think she was
Or do
well,
we
she
even
wasn't.
believe she was responsible for Duke Ormond? Just tangentially, let it happen.
I think it's entirely possible that her knife missile or whatever, maybe she had a drone companion secretly, was taking action without her consent. Kind of like the drone and use of weapons.
Yeah, that
Back
totally
in
Oh,
could
you're
be.
saying
Amtiska or whatever.
Do you
Yeah,
believe
when
she
it
had a
just like
do you believe she had a sentient companion?
I think so. I think she
I
probably
bet.
did.
really?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Why?
I think things. Okay, no offense to culture individuals, but I think things went too well and on both sides of like everything kind of lining up with like the king being able to do what he needs and the warlord dying and like the king like wanting to do reforms and certain noblemen just like dying that like there had to be, I think that there was some sort of sentient culture drone or even a ship just hanging out in atmosphere watching everything play out
She
to
also had
ensure.
access to conversations that she could not have had access to normally.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I thought that was just her using her tech.
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be, but
Personally, I believe that she didn't have a sentient companion. I think she had a knife missile
oh.
with some subroutines. She didn't have a drone. There wasn't a ship in the area. It was just her and a knife missile and her neural lace.
I lean towards that because I feel like there would have been more happening if she had a sentient companion.
I mean, there's a lot that happened, though. I mean, there's an entire war that occurred.
But that was like
Yeah.
off the page. Like,
It was off the page, but like, it doesn't mean that it wasn't big for their.
but like, what would did the companion cause it? Like, was a part of it? I don't think so.
I think she purely affected that war by like her words to the king.
Yeah.
I mean, the special circumstances in the books that we've read, at least, always has like contact with her operatives. They always send somebody with them.
That's awesome. I thought.
Mm,
I don't think she's enough of. I guess there's Zakalwe. She's not. She's
Zakalwe
not
doesn't
enough.
always have a drone.
Yeah, but
He
he's
doesn't.
like
That's
a
true.
total rogue. I do not think she is a total rogue. I think she is a pretty by the book special circumstances agent.
He's not a
Seagal
rogue.
is
He's a
also technically
mercenary.
not culture. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he
a
was.
mercenary.
Further reinforcing my point.
Okay. Okay.
I,
I could go
I, I,
either
would-
way.
I would argue that we haven't actually seen many special circumstances agents.
That's
That's
true.
true. On to the next book.
Yes.
Yeah, the next book is going to be a good one. I'd love to get Wombat on for that. But one final question.
Uh-huh.
If you were going to influence a medieval culture, how would you do it and what skill set would you attempt to transfer to that culture?
Do we have culture resources?
You do have culture resources,
I
but you're aiming for a level of obviousness that is on par with inversions.
hmm.
Uh,
Okay, because I was just gonna say, like, the drones come from the sky. They teach the people the better way. They put them
Oh
in
dear.
force fields if they try killing the drones or each other, and then slowly, they get introduced to the higher way of being.
Just
I don't
forced
know how well that would
integration.
work.
Yeah,
Okay. So Ash has set one level of acceptable cruelty. Panda, what
cruelty.
would you
I
bring
think
to this
I think
world?
in many ways this is the most like clearly the most ethical option. This like have you did you hear Perrin's story and did you see the terrible things that everyone was inflicting on each other? This would not be even a possibility in my scenario.
I mean, you're not wrong. I do agree that I would want to stop the suffering as much as possible. It's just though, it's like that whole thing of like the real world too, of like whose responsibility is it? if I have the largest military in the world, does that mean that I should be intervening in specific conflicts, or are they going to get more mad that I did that?
And at what state of human evolution do you do this, Ash? When they first come down from the trees? When they make fire? When they develop
Yeah,
writing?
When I'm convinced they have a minimum level of intelligence, basically.
What is that
Oh,
I mean, if you
Yeah.
criteria?
start out early enough, you can basically teach the psychology into a civilization before it gets out of hand, theoretically.
Yeah. I mean,
But then you're not going to get fun things like technicolored coats. I don't know. Maybe you will, but
Fireworks.
they're all like,
I could see the argument for doing this to modern day killer whales.
your cultural and technological distinctiveness will no longer exist because we stepped in real early.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's like you're copy and paste, which I mean, somewhat the culture is technically kind of doing copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and
Like
paste. But
that's the problem with the culture, right? They're just like it's just so clearly superior to the other ways.
and I mean, you're right. I mean, is like mass suffering really worth like a really good Iliad or like
Yeah.
a great
Is
wave
is
painting? I always forget the name.
is
Psycho.
self-determination worth a little bit of suffering and war?
Who's
Uh,
self-determining? Is it the warlords who are controlling anything anyways? Like the little girl who is sick and dies in this story because her parents sold her.
Mm,
Is she really self-determining? I don't think so.
that's
No,
a good
that's
point.
definitely fair. But also, though, you go to the point of like, okay, so take me as an example. If somebody outside of me, my head, tells me like, "Hey, you should do this," then my first instinct is to rebel. I'm like, "No, don't make me do this." And then when I stop to think about it, I'm like, "No, you're probably right." Versus like when I come up with the idea myself, I'm like, "This is a really great idea. Why didn't I think of this earlier?" You know what I mean?
We had this in
In its
oh
extreme
which
form,
one?
that's called oppositional defiant disorder, and it is used to
Yes.
try which can only be diagnosed in children.
Didn't we see this at the end of was it the was it considered Phlebas? No.
I
I
mean,
mean, the
what are you talking
protagonist of
about?
Consider Phlebas he's definitely got oppositional defiance disorder.
True,
Yes.
true.
Or he was mind controlled.
Or he's mind controlled. Yeah.
That. Okay. What was your question?
What would you bring to a culture
Oh,
to try and do your own little bit of interference?
I was thinking of like being an artist, whether it's like singing or like through storytelling, and it's just so moving that people just want to be better.
Well, that's some wish fulfillment.
In a similar
Yeah.
sort of thought,
That's sort of truth.
I would want to be instead of like just subtle, I would want to be like a great like philosopher or orator, like somebody who leads the people. And then I have the full backing of the culture. So inevitably, when the crappy people decide that they're going to assassinate me because I'm ruining the current order, I don't die because my knife missile saves me and annihilates the assassin. And so then I continue on. So I don't know, like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you'd have much better luck than Socrates. You are, I think, far more attractive of a person. On the art angle, wasn't that done in a Terry Goodkind story? Like he chisels the perfect statue and it makes everyone
Yes.
realize that communism
Yes.
is evil.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
really?
Yes, I said it's sort of truth thing.
Oh, that's been that. Okay.
If he's not making a statue to change everybody's mind, he's making a speech. And it is the beauty of his oration which literally moves nations.
Yeah.
That's me.
Appealing to their inner soul, like the inner goodness that is within every single being.
Uh-oh, are we gonna have to get into is there inner goodness never being? Because I'm pretty sure still a thing. Was that too My bad.
It might have been.
Yes. The
Sometimes the inner good is just very, very tiny and very, very buried.
Yeah.
True.
I mean,
Like
I
Yeah.
think
Ratatouille.
like like Ratatouille.
Yeah, like the critic in Ratatouille when they fed him the ratatouille and suddenly he's like,
Oh,
I don't want to be negative. I miss being a kid when my mom made delicious food. So it could be. It is very
Yeah,
varied.
yeah. That's what Disney
Okay.
tells us.
Thanks, Disney.
Who do you think deserves to be brought back to the culture?
What do you mean?
You mean non-cultured citizens?
Parent, Oelf, who?
oh,
If you
Elf
go into the
deserves it,
world,
man.
who deserves to come back into the culture?
I think
Parent.
parent. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
so I
She's
think
already dead.
yeah, I think they got some. She could just get a mind to fix her brain,
Yeah,
all
easy.
better.
I mean, maybe the candy rocks would do it.
Yeah,
The sweet rocks,
Hmm.
sorry.
The little girl
the little girl. Yeah,
She's
before
isn't
she
she already
died.
dead too?
she does
Yeah,
die.
The
I
little
think that
girl
the
before she
culture could have
died.
taken her. I mean, that's true.
This is the book with the most sexual violence, and I think Banks actually does a really good job with it.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's not gratuitous and it's not like
It's
graphic.
it's never on screen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's constant. There's like 4 characters that have it,
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He shows the consequences.
or 5 actually.
and the
Yeah,
constant threat.
yeah,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
yeah. Like yeah, this society is free to self-determine that it is incredibly misogynistic. Ooh,
Hey, let us have our fun.
yeah.
A female doctor?
It's
God.
just as valid an expression of culture as any other.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
See, that's one of the things that I think coming from this, I really like this book because I feel so often that, and I know many people do, that I don't have the kind of control that I would like. And so when you watch like this happen, yes, there's stuff that's happening that's bad, but it's nice to know that there's like people in their world don't know, but I do. It's nice to know that there is sort of this like all encompassing godlike culture that is sort of like steering it for them so that even though you're like, man, this is bleak times, you're like, we're gonna make it through the bleak times, and we're gonna be good times.
I can agree with that. That is a nice thought.
We have no idea, again, because we rarely have an idea, but this time we have the least amount of idea how intentional the culture is about this whole planet.
Sure. But it is up to the reader, and if we want to think that they are really involved and they are steering it towards the good times, then that's what it is.
Hey, the
That's
culture of
me.
busybodies who can't keep it to themselves, so except in
Yep.
Earth.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
except on Earth.
How much, once again, the question is how much do you believe the culture is honest about what it does and forthright? And we have pretty clear instances where they lie to everybody involved on the planet if they feel like it.
But they are teaching them to wash their hands, so
Yeah,
One of
that's
them
pretty
is.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never answer what I would do in the cultural situation, and I would do basically the same thing. I'd bring medical knowledge down.
Yeah, you would.
mm, that's
I would
fair.
bring biological and life sciences down.
That is a
And
really useful thing
biological
to do, but
weapons.
uh, weapons. I think improving economies would also be just a great thing, Societies I think tend to get more ethical if they have less scarcity.
True.
Would you bring the workers' union?
The workers union, I would not be able to persuade anybody to join a union.
I don't know. I
Okay.
think that the culture, it's not homogenous. There's still a spectrum.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and most of
And
them are perfectly happy in their orbitals
yeah, so
or their GSVs.
I would like to believe that the majority of them are honest, but I can never know. So,
But we also know that the majority of them are not running the civilization.
Mm. I think a lot of them are honest in their intentions.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that the benevolent AIs, they understand morality and the correct actions far better than any of us ever could. So I'm willing to just put my complete faith in them. And if some of their decisions seem odd or even unethical to my eyes, I cannot judge them, for they exist at a higher level of reality than me.
I will
Ash is
stand
bottoming.
behind and defend the actions of me.
Oh god.
I don't actually remember that mine's actual name.
The gray area.
The gray
The gray
area.
area.
Gray area,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aptly
Okay.
named.
And then I will leave my last comment with what I think these people are doing on this planet. And that's, I think they're delivering love. And that's what culture agents
Aw.
really do. They give labors of love to planets that they did not know and will never see again once they leave. They are just agents of good and caring, and
Like Santa
uh,
Claus.
it's one of the few things that humans can do that the mines can't. They can show human love
Okay.
to inhabitants of other worlds.
But the mines could make clones of the humans and send those.
The mines think that's creepy even for them.
Yeah. I Kip, I like your take on it. I
I
It's a
do.
very
do
wholesome take.
actually. It's nice. It
Yeah.
makes it very Hallmarky too. I'm ready for Christmas now.
I mean, this is definitely a sad Hallmark movie, right? It's like a
Yeah,
gift of the Magi
definitely.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
On that note, I'll just make my last thing. So I said Banks does unrequited love really well here. I just want to read out two quotes that I think encapsulate this. It's like feelings that I personally have experienced.
Oh, yeah.
So Oelf is like, is it really wrong to love someone who you know won't love you back? And then the doctor says, it is never wrong, Oelf, but I am no more blind than the king, no more, nor any more able to offer requital. I wondered stupidly what she meant for a moment before realizing, and felt a terrible sadness fall slowly on my soul, as though a great shroud had been dropped inside me, settling with a sorrowful, implacable inevitability over all my hopes and dreams, obliterating them forever. And haven't we all felt that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's real bad when you almost confess your love to someone and they're like, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
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 And then the follow up, which is also crushing. I knew she would reject me if I said it, so I had made an absolutely firm decision not to ask her. It would be the one piece of my self respect I would retain. But some inflamed part of my mind said, she might say yes. She might have been waiting for you to ask. Perhaps this seductive, insane, deluded, sweet voice within me said, she really does love you, and would want nothing more than to take you with her, back to Dresden. Perhaps she feels it is not for her to ask you, because it would be taking you away from everything and everyone you have ever known, perhaps forever, perhaps never to return. And then he asks her, and then she says, mm-mm,
Mm,
sorry.
The most selfish thing that she does is make Oelf love her and then abandon him and determine the rest of his course of life by being like, okay, I want you to be a doctor. Here's the money. Here's what you're going to set
mhm.
up. And then eventually, of course, with his unique, one of a kind information about actual medicine, he changes the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he finds a woman who looks kind of like her to settle down with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
But the most selfish thing she does is take advantage of that transference and use it as a vehicle of her intervention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well,
All right.
that was Inversions.
That was
Well,
Inversions.
yeah.
Next up, look to Windward.
Oh,
Significantly
okay.
more space station. Not just a little mention of a merchant company logo that's an O.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to getting back into space.
Yeah.
Yes. And this one features, as you may have wanted, Panda, an artist.
Oh,
It does, yes.
One of
okay.
the main point of view characters is a composer.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I'm
And
excited.
it also features tigers.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I may be forgetting this.
Well, you're gonna find out again soon.
It also features lighter than aircraft,
Hmm,
Okay. Although we
how
might not
quaint.
get to this until next year,
maybe.
given our
At the,
pace.
yeah, at the rate
I
we've
mean,
been
next
doing
year's
it.
not that far away.
New
Yeah.
type of astronomical object.
Woohoo.
Yeah,
All right.
another Banks original. Well, that has been Inversions. I really want another spaceship. Okay. Well, that has been Inversions. Join us next time on our culture read through, possibly next year in 2026, for our coverage of Look to Windward. Until next time, thank you, Craig, for loaning us this corner of his media empire. Thank you, Horizon Brave, for getting us all started. Thank you, the Jingle Punks, for our intro and outro music, Galactic Damages. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.